I think you ought to be their mascot. Why not? You could do it. I think you'd make a good mascot. Well, we know that. I didn't say you could shut up. I just said you make a good mascot. All right. I can't believe Mets Boneyard beat me in fantasy. Who, Frog? Oh, I was going to say, I know Frog has half my old roster. Of course he's got a good team. Because decisions had to be made at the time. They were the right decisions.
Leading off the afternoon for Cleveland, the left fielder, Stephen Kwan. Ball, that's down. Yeah. I got 1 ball, 1 strike.
I was also having fun with Brian roasting Cleveland every chance I got. Yeah. I think Cleveland's the worst sports city in the country.
Ball 2. 2-2 down. I got 3 and 2.
Well, plus, so, and he doesn't pay. This is where he really puts it. I say to it, and I'm saying this on stream. I don't care if he hears it. I don't care if I said, name me one redeeming quality sports wise about Cleveland. And he says the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I said, what does that have to do with sports? I said, he said, I was talking about other qualities of Cleveland. I said, name me a sports quality about Cleveland. I mean, LeBron James is smart enough to get out of there twice.
He's out.
I did make one final trade in my Orioles franchise, by the way. I acquired Blake Sable and the Rogers brothers. Yes.
That's a ball.
I gave up Foley, the lefty from the Dodgers I acquired earlier in the season, and one of my B-level prospect or B potential prospects that I never see myself using.
2-1.
But I love the position eligible. I love all the different positions Sable eligible at.
Ball.
I mean, he's eligible at every position on the field, basically. So, Frog, I haven't asked you in a few days. How goes the job search? You could always move closer to Brian, and he could hire you as whatever he wanted to hire you as. But then you'd have to be around him all the time.
The third baseman, Jose Soriano. Ball.
And Jose Ramirez picked me deep. So I was telling Gabe the main reason why I do want to, part of me does want to restart this Orioles franchise is there's a lot more prospects. There's a lot more of the Orioles prospects on the roster if I'd waited for a later roster. And I wish I had, like, yeah, but every time I hinted the idea of restarting, Gabe, Frog, tell me, oh, you can't do that. Yeah. Gunnar Henderson brings the Orioles back within one. I love the fact that we took 4 out of 6 against the Braves and the Phillies. And we made Zach Wheeler look human. The problem with the Rogers brothers is both of them, and you can attest to one of them. They are the 3 batter rule has really hurt both of them. Because Rogers was a lefty specialist, the left-handed one. And the other Rogers was, because of that sidearm, lefties kill him. But righties can't hit him at all.
One ball, 2 strikes.
I support the pitch clock. I'm not one of those people that thinks the pitch clock is causing all these injuries. We've had so many conversations about what's. I am not a fan of the 3 batter rule. I'm not a fan of something that takes the ability to manage the game out of the manager's hands.
No ball, 2 strikes.
Well, I've I've never been. I've said numerous times. I said, while I respect the purpose of the DH and I can't hate it completely because it did extend the careers of one of my favorite players, Eddie Murray. It extended the careers of okay. It extended the careers of Jim Thome, Frank Thomas. You know, you could argue that David Ortiz would have never had a career, or would have had a very different career. But yeah, well, that's why I said he would have had a very different career. The other thing is, I'm getting bored with it. I think I've made so many different roster moves in this second year. It's just like I kind of want to restart, see if I can do it again. But
Ball, that's outside.
well, yeah, and that's it. I've never been a fan and that's been one of my biggest problems with sports game is I've never been a big fan of the quote unquote fake player, generic players. That's why in NBA 2K, I was always downloading draft classes. That's the one thing that I was very surprised about the fact that you can't import draft classes from NCAA to Madden.
Ball, that's out.
Well, Well, they said it's because of legal licensing agreements. Well, well, no, but then again, I lost all my interest in college sports when Maryland left the ACC. I used to love especially basketball, the Maryland, North Carolina, Maryland, Duke. When all that went by, it was like, yep. What did like two or three of them from the West Coast join the ACC? Think about that travel. Jordan Westburg homers and puts the Orioles within one. Here's the Orioles' newest acquisition, Blake Sabol. Jack of all trades, master of none. Because if you could master one, they wouldn't be putting them all over the place. I'm now 18 hours away from 3,000. I appreciate you. The other argument for restarting is using the 30-team control. Mm-mm. And you just make a different profile for all the other teams. Yeah, I've done it. It's just nobody seems to want to support the idea of me restarting. Well, like State says to me, he says you could end up pissing a lot of people off that have gone through the journey with you. I was like, who am I gonna? If somebody gets so pissed off because I restarted my franchise, then they need to rethink their life. I mean, and I say this with all due respect because I love my viewers, I love my lurkers. If anybody, like, I don't know of any one person that's been hanging on every single episode I play. Thank you. Pigtown just said it. We're here for you, not the franchise. So maybe I will just because hold on, I actually Pigtown, I want to show you this because remember Pigtown. Remember you were rattling off some minor leaguers that I told you weren't on the Orioles roster. If I was to re if I was to restart, look at these guys that Blake Hunt, who's I'd have Billy Cook, who isn't on. He's a guy that's not on the Max Wagner. The Joshua. So there's a lot of guys that are on. Well, Bowers is on the roster I have. Nick Maton's still there. I probably need to DFA him. I don't think he's in the minors for. See, so there are valid reasons to restart. I think I just need to bite the bullet, and if I'm going to do it, do it. Would you? I didn't. I don't even see him. Did I? But there's a lot of. There's your Riley Cooper that you mentioned to me before. De Leon, I've heard you mention him to me before. I didn't see him on here. The, the poison. He's got a wife, a mommy, and a side chick. All right, screw it. I'm gonna bite the bullet and just do it. I have to enjoy what I'm doing. All right, Pigtown, while you're here, and I'm glad you're here, I want you to help me with the. I want to try to also pay more attention to the double A and triple A if I with the restart. So, I already got what I wanted. So, mind you, this is the start of the year. Hobage in triple A, Leon and I don't know who Nestor Gorman is or German is. See something. Stop crying out loud! You're gonna wake the baby. Okay. So keep in mind this is the start of the year. We got Bradish on the IL, Burnes, Wells, Means was on the IL. So, but I'm gonna put the injuries in. No, I'm starting on opening day. All right. Let me. I ain't worried about the injury necessary being 100% correct. Make sure the umpire right. Umpire called average. Perfect. Umpire accuracy. We're doing average. Uses MLB averages. Okay. So let's see. Burnes. Hmm, 6. What's that? No. Six, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Ah. Ooh. Any thoughts on a lineup there, Mr. Big Town? Right field. What if I want to hit them where they is? That was always one of the funniest quotes I ever heard Babe Ruth supposedly say. I guess I got to say supposedly because I was when they was asked, why do you think it's okay to hit home runs? Well, I'm supposed to hit it where they ain't. Nobody's over the fence. How do I have so many? Dodgers are, why would the Phillies trade Trey Turner though? No, Pigtown just told me Dodgers are trying to acquire Trey Turner. That's true. The Dodgers want everyone. Okay, I'm gonna worry about the Major League lineup. Hey, what did you think? Yeah, what did you think about that Pigtown? The umpire that got disciplined for gambling. That is what a union is supposed to do. I mean, I'm not trying to sound like a but the union, the unions are the defense attorneys of professional sports, even if they know they're all right, time for opening day. Why am I having to do? Hold on. All right, we got Dean Kramer versus Reed Detmers. No, Kramer's not the ace. Corbin Burnes starting game one. Don't tell me I didn't set the rotation right. Yeah, maybe I should have kept Corbin Burnes as my keeper, not Grayson Rodriguez. All Corbin Burnes has done is what, 8 straight quality starts? I'll let Pigtown answer this question. Have we signed Corbin Burnes to an extension yet? No. We're not going to. He pretty much said, he's he when asked when he first got traded, he was interviewed and he said he's open to staying in Baltimore, but he was going to test free agency. Yeah, but we don't know how much money this new owner is going to be willing to spend either. All right, Mr. Corbin Burnes.
Leading off the afternoon for the Angels, the third baseman, Luis Viorne.
Oh, did they make him the highest paid player in NFL history? Oh, what did Boris say about Baltimore? Apparently, Scott Boris made some comments. He said clients are enjoying their time in Baltimore. Well, see, Pigtown, goes that goes along with what we always say: winning cures everything. Why am I restarting? Because I'm trying something different. I'm doing 30 team control. I have 2 separate profiles set up. Every other team, I'm not managing the day to day lineups and everything for the different teams, but I am also with this updated roster. I have more of the Orioles prospects available to me, and quite frankly, I was kind of getting bored with the.
That's a ball. 2-1.
I'm not deleting the old file by any means.
Batting third, the center fielder, number 27, Mike Trout.
Besides, I'm gonna have my buddy Mr. Green Frog keep me in check with 30 team control. Make sure I don't make any crazy make sure all my trades are legitimate.
Ball 1.
Why not?
Ball 1, no strike.
Plus, you're gonna help me at the end of the season decide who gets bumps. All right. Corbin, Corbin Burnes has his first inning in the books.
Leading off for the Orioles, the shortstop, Gunnar Henderson.
Ball.
Awesome. How you doing with it, SpongeBob? I've heard good things about Jesus food. They're finally building one in my area. Sheets.
That's a ball.
Has anybody in the chat had Sheets?
2 balls, no strikes.
By the way, Pigtown, I like your logo. I like the, and I say this in a positive way, I love the simplicity of the PTS logo.
He's safe.
Told me what? I didn't do it. Wednesday morning, 7 a.m. I'll have to try to listen. Talking Orioles, I assume? And the Orioles jump out to an early 3-0 lead on Reed Detmers. You get a chance, plug your YouTube channel. Apparently, Pigtown Wednesday morning is going to be on one of our local radio stations. Notice I said your YouTube channel. I wasn't saying that about me. You're saying that about you. Just making that clear. My only claim to fame when it comes to radio, Pigtown, is years ago when Mark Viviano had his show on 105.7 with Damon Yaffe. I was in there. I actually was in their listener slash local celebrity fantasy baseball league, and I ran the table in the league. Was in first place the entire season and won the league. And then I got to spend time on the radio and got a nice trophy for winning the league.
Did he go?
So Mark Viviano himself was in the league.
He's out.
The only other celebrity I can remember that was in the league was Marty Bass, one of our local, and for you guys, that's one of our local weathermen who's been here for God as long as I can remember. Okay, Corbin Burnes is out to a 3-0 lead. That's enough for him, isn't it? What's wrong, Froggy? I'm guessing you're playing WWE.
0-2.
Well, apparently WWE doesn't know Dijak either because they drafted him the Raw and he ain't been on there once.
Batting fifth, the catcher, number 14, Logan.
By the way, supposedly tonight is supposed to be the night of the big reveal for Uncle Howdy.
Aye. 0-1.
I'll,
Inside, ball one.
I'll believe it when I see it.
One ball, two strikes. Out. Hey.
Okay, Big John, I got a question for you. As a fan, who's the nicest player you've interacted with? Mine's easy. Harold Baines. I remember when I was a kid, there was a period of, there was almost a month long stretch where I was going to almost every game and
Aye.
would
0-1's the count.
um just straight through the PS5.
Aye.
But as a fan, I was going to the games every day. And at the time when I was a kid, my orthopedic surgeon from when I had some surgeries as a kid was the Orioles team doctor. So he got me down by the dugout several times, and I was there with a bunch of other kids. And I remember a specific interaction where a bunch of kids were yelling for Messina to give him an autograph. And Harold Baines walked over to us, talked to us all, said, "Look, uh, Mr. And he said, Mr. Messina's not being rude. He doesn't sign autographs on Daisy's
Leading off
pitching
for the
because
Orioles,
he gets focused.
designated
And
hitter,
plus, and he said this to the kids, and he was very polite. And
Rodriguez.
I've never, this has always stuck in my head. Plus, he said, you'll get more players' attention if you're Mr. Baines, Mr. Messina, Mr. Sir. Don't just yell, hey, Mike, or hey, Harold. Like, and it wasn't what he explained, it was just the way he explained it. It was such a nice guy. A nice guy. I don't know if he does. I,
Aye.
I'm not going to say on stream who the rudest player I ever met was because it actually really broke my heart because it was one of my favorite players. And no, I'm not talking about Cal, but it was somebody else I'm very fond of as a player, but was very taken back by how less than receptive he was to his fans.
0-1.
Wonder how Gabe is doing today.
One ball, two strikes.
So Amish, how are you liking the you've been there a while now. How are you liking the new digs?
Three.
Leading off for the Angels, the right fielder, number 16, Mickey Moniak.
Well, you probably save a little bit of money if you didn't try to live everywhere and just try to live one place. Okay, a bad joke. I just did.
Hey, 2. No ball, 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 3.
Batting ninth, the shortstop, Zach Neto.
Ball, that's just out. Yeah.
So fill in the blank here, guys.
Ball, that's in.
Assuming Vince is truly done with wrestling, Vince McMahon's legacy in wrestling will be what?
Count full.
I mean, he was one of the evil people, one of the evil villains in Deep Space Nine.
The third baseman, Luis
You
Viorne.
said he was a founder.
1-0.
So how many parts is this WCW thing supposed to be?
No, inside.
Corbin Burnes is finding himself in a little bit of trouble.
2 balls, no strikes. Hey. Ball 3. Out. He's out.
I think this is the Orioles' only off day this entire month.
Leading off for the Orioles, the shortstop, Gunnar Henderson.
Nope. Ball 1. Nope.
I didn't know that we were on TBS tomorrow. I'm assuming just because we're playing the Yankees and it's probably a national broadcast as opposed to a local. Oh man, what you mean? Are you serious? We're on Apple TV. That means I can't watch or listen to the game because usually when we're on Apple TV, you can't even get the radio broadcast,
Out.
which doesn't make any sense.
The catcher, number 35, Adley Rutschman.
But I don't know why we're on TBS tomorrow. That's going to be a fun series. Orioles versus Yankees.
Now batting, right fielder,
We took 3 out of 4 last series.
Santander.
Santander.
Hey.
Thank you to everybody that's watching. Please consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel if you're not already. Greatly appreciate. There are links in the description to some of my favorite YouTube content creators, including Pigtown Sports, Amish TV, Just Mr. Love, among others. Every single one of them individuals are great YouTube content creators in their own right.
2-0. Hey!
Got to put Amish over.
Ball 2. Hey!
Can't be like Hogan. Will you plug my channel? That doesn't work for me, brother.
Hey!
What in the world was Mike Trout swinging at?
The batter, the left fielder, Taylor Ward.
Clearly, for a curveball that ended up not where I wanted it to, but he still swung at it. Thank you.
Hey! No balls, 2 strikes.
Oh, way too much plate.
Ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. That's a ball.
Cedric Mullins tracks it down.
The catcher, number 14, Logan O'Hoppe.
Oh, here's one for you, Amish, that'll have you scratching your head. I heard something the other day, and mind you, I am not a football fan, but somebody said that Lamar Jackson's going to have the best year of his career because he started chewing tobacco. Now, how that translates to having the best season of your career, you're going to have to explain that to me.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
So, what, chewing gum make me better at my job?
Count is 3-2. That's ball 4. Take your base. Ball. Ball.
Oh, Westbrook with a dive, but he can't make the play.
The batter, number 7, designated hitter, Joe Adele.
I am the play, and I'm going to make it.
Yeah! All 1's the count.
Yep. The only thing I hope is if we're getting the reveal of Uncle Howdy, I hope we get this. I hope that means Alexa Bliss is back.
Now batting, third baseman, Jordan Westburg.
Wouldn't you? Ooh.
2 is the count.
Now batting, the left fielder, Austin Hayes.
Are we having problems, bro? What is life?
Leading off for the Angels, the right fielder, number 16, Mickey Moniak.
All right, 63 pitches.
Nope.
No, I didn't say it was. I'm just,
1 and 1.
nah, that's too many.
The batter, number 9, shortstop, Zach Neto.
Ball 1.
You know the most impressive thing about Corbin Burnes having so many straight quality starts? They've only let him go over 90 pitches once. So he's doing that in under 90 pitches. Like,
2-2 the count.
well, I think they kind of know they're going to be a playoff team, and they want to keep him,
Third baseman, Luis Viorne.
which is probably smart. But that also speaks to how efficient he's being. The fact that he's been able to do that, though.
Ball, that's low. Ball inside.
I've heard rumors too that CM Punk may come out and say he's medically cleared tonight. Or no, that's Friday.
Now batting, the first baseman, Nolan Shanuel.
Ball, that's outside.
Now I know they're not going to do this, but I think after everything that Punk has done to McIntyre, I personally think that McIntyre should squash Punk. Should squash Punk in their first match.
That's a ball. That's ball 2. That's ball 3. ball, one strike.
They're coming back on me, Frog. That shouldn't be allowed.
Foul ball.
Ah. Oh, come on. All of a sudden, I can't get anybody out.
Ball two.
Maybe Amos's rubber band theory.
The count is full.
They actually, I think you may remember this in a lot of sports games, especially not so much baseball, but especially in the old NBA games. They used to have a feature called keep score close, and it would literally do what it said. It was both a feature that I liked and a feature that annoyed me. I liked it when I was playing bad, didn't like it when I was playing well. I saw some rumors on the X about the Orioles being interested in Luis Robert.
Did he go?
Now, I say Luis Robert because he said it's Luis Robert, not.
Ball two.
I mean, I guess it could have been, but honestly, with all the pitching injuries the Orioles have, I think we need Garrett Crochet more than we need Luis Robert. It'd be it'd be nice if we could get both.
Three.
Now batting, center fielder.
And Reed Detmers has settled down quite well here.
Oh and one. I got a ball, one strike. Nope, that's a ball.
.94 pitches in yellow.
Now pitching for the Orioles, number 71, Jacob
Ball. That's inside. Hey. Two balls, two strikes.
What? To be determined. There, Mr. SpongeBob.
Ball. 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 Down. Got it.
All right, due up. Gunner, Adley, and Santander at the top of the order. Try to behave yourself. Be bud.
The catcher, number 35, Adley Rutschman.
I think Frog was clearly getting annoyed with his game. Don't we all? Adley Rushman with a double.
Ball one. Ball one, no strike. Hey. 1-1.
The guy I still cannot believe is still in the league. Hunter Strickland. Remember when he was...
High. That ball hit him.
Now back.
Yeah, but Strickland's a righty. Right. I think he's sort of reinvent. I mean, I think he was more of a power pitcher when he was younger, but not so much.
1-0.
That's okay. It's funny you say that. My biggest gripe, or one of my biggest gripe about franchise, quote unquote franchise mode, is you can't do anything in training to develop if a pit. Now, obviously, if a pitcher has 5 pitches already in their pitching repertoire, and you don't want to say, then you can't. But if you have an open slot, you should be able to do something for pitcher training to develop a fourth or fifth pitch, or even if you wanted to, or even if you wanted to be this adventurous, I mean, we're
Count
probably
1-0.
expecting way too much from SDS here. But um, if you did have, if you had a guy that had 5 pitches already, but I don't know, you wanted to replace a pitch, you could select the pitch to say train to learn this pitch and replace. But then again, I'm convinced that that training
0-1's the
does
count.
nothing in this game. Does nothing.
The batter, number 9, shortstop, Zach Neto.
Ah! 0-1.
Jacob Webb, this will be his last batter, no matter the result. He allows a base hit.
Now pitching for the Orioles,
Here comes
number
CNL
15,
Perez.
Sionel Perez.
Ball, that's out. Hey. 1-1.
Pops him up.
Now batting, the first baseman, Nolan Shanuel.
Hey. Ball, that pitch is out. Ball 2.
Ooh.
2-2 the count. Full count.
By the way, I did not stick around last night. Did Amos force another game in his playoff or no?
On the track.
Okay. And he gunned down at the plate. There you go. Orioles 3, Angels 2. At 7th inning stretch time. Thank God I'm a country boy.
Number 61, Hunter
That's
Renfroe.
the 7th inning traditional song in Camden Yards. They tried to change it one time a few years back, and
That's a
the
ball.
fan base just
1 ball, 1 strike.
they even, and it's been years because he's been gone for several years. One time they even had John Denver at the stadium to sing it. Plane crash, right? I would give anything to have that played during the short 7th inning stretch in this game. But copyright can't do that. Well, no, even I still wouldn't be able to play it on stream.
Ball, that's inside. Nope, inside. Ball 2.
That's good.
Now pitching for the Orioles, number 78,
Ball one, no
I was really hoping to do a GM mode type thing with Amos and you guys, but
Nope. Outside.
well, I mean, we still. Yeah, I know for a fact he has. I know for a fact he has the game. He just.
Got him.
I hope he rejoins next year.
the catcher, number 14, Logan
Ball one.
O'Hoppe.
That's ball two.
Come on, Cano, don't blow this lead. Serves you right trying to bunt the runner in. And the Angels tied up.
Ball, that's off the plate. That's ball two.
And Mullins pops it up.
The batter, number 2, shortstop, Henderson.
Gabe, don't get upset with me. I have decided to go forward with the restart. So welcome to opening day. But I plan on paying more attention to the minor leagues and things like that. You're welcome to come and chat, by the way, Gabe.
Now back, right fielder,
Anthony Santander gives the Orioles the lead in the bottom of the eighth with a 2-run shot. Let's go. Tony Taters. Well, he put some sour cream on that baseball. Booyah! Old man Strickland. So yeah, he's in his 10th year in the league. He started in 2014,
One's the count.
which means he was on. It was it 12, 14, and 16 the Giants won their titles, or was it 10, 12, and 14? So Strickland was on at least one of those championship teams, if not two. So he's a championship ball player. How do you like that?
Now pitching for the Orioles, number 46, Greg Kimbrell.
He is a champion. There's that glitch you told me about. I brought in a defensive substitution right after our closer came in, and I got the closer animation the second.
I got 1 ball, 1 strike.
Oh, they don't care about that. Well, that's not even a franchise thing. That's a gameplay thing. Because I imagine even in Diamond Dynasty, if you bring in your closer at home, you get the walkout animation. I would imagine.
Now batting,
Okay,
third baseman, Luis
Ball.
one more.
Aye. 1-1.
Luis Guillorme.
Ball. That's out.
What's happening, Gabe? How are you? You're either having headset issues or internet issues. Yes, I can hear you now. And Ryan Mountcastle and Anthony Santander provide power.
Our final line score this afternoon. First for the victorious Orioles. 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors. They left 2 runners on base.
So how do you think we're going to do against the Yankees,
3 runs
Gabe?
on 9 hits, no errors. They left 8 runners on base. Time of the ball game,
We
3
should,
hours
but
and
will we?
58 minutes. Our paid attendance here at the ballpark this afternoon.
Well, I'm going to say we're going to get swept only because every time I say the Orioles will do well, they do horrible, and every time I say they're going to do bad, they do good. I'm going to stick with the reverse psychology. Is that okay with you, Gabe? Do you approve? You don't approve of my reverse psychology? You don't think I make a good reverse psychologist? I'm a good reverse psychologist. Okay. Like, subscribe to those individuals in the description below. Greatly appreciate all the support. See y'all next time for game 2.